Last week, I was in a small team meeting at work. We were reviewing a project update that I had shared earlier in the week. One slide had a number that later turned out to be outdated. It wasn't critical, and the correction had already been sent by email. But during the meeting, before I could even explain, one of my colleagues laughed and said, "Wow, you really messed that up, didn't you?" The room went quiet. A few people smiled awkwardly. Someone shifted in their chair. And suddenly, all eyes were on me. I felt my face get warm. My heart started racing. I wanted to explain the context, correct the detail, or fire back with something sarcastic. But I froze. So here's my question. When someone publicly embarrasses you like that, by calling you out in front of others, what is the smartest way to respond without looking weak, defensive, or aggressive? This situation is difficult because public embarrassment triggers two instincts at the same time: the need to protect your dignity and the fear of escalating the situation. The most important thing to remember is this: your goal is not to win the moment. Your goal is to keep your composure. When someone embarrasses you publicly, reacting emotionally often gives them control of the situation. So the strongest immediate response is calm. Pause for a second. Take a breath. And keep your body language steady. You don't need to explain everything on the spot. You don't need to justify yourself. And you don't need to apologize unless you truly did something wrong. A short, neutral response is often the most effective. You could say something like, "That data has already been corrected. We can review it later," or "Let's stay focused on the agenda and come back to that." These responses quietly shift attention away from the embarrassment without creating conflict. They communicate confidence instead of defensiveness. If the comment was unfair or unnecessary, address it privately afterward. In a one-on-one conversation, you can say calmly, "When you said that in the meeting, it felt unnecessary. If there's feedback, I'd appreciate discussing it directly." This sets a boundary without attacking the other person. If public embarrassment becomes a pattern, calm assertiveness is essential. A statement like, "I'm not comfortable being spoken to that way in front of others," delivered evenly and without anger, often stops the behavior. And finally, remember this: feeling embarrassed does not mean you lost. You didn't lose your intelligence. You didn't lose your credibility. By staying calm and responding thoughtfully, you showed emotional strength. And that's something people notice, even if they don't say it out loud. That's how you respond when someone tries to embarrass you publicly, without giving away your power.